So this video is just a refresher on what VO2 is, and therefore what VO2max is. So VO2 stands for the volume of oxygen consumption. Obviously, because O2 is oxygen and the V stands for volume. So it is how much oxygen we consume, and it is measured in litres per minute. So how much oxygen we get into our body per minute. Okay, we need oxygen into our body because if we don't have the oxygen, then we are using the anaerobic pathways for energy system. So if we do have enough oxygen in, we can use the aerobic energy system to produce our energy. Now, the benefits of this is that it obviously produces more energy. It produces 32 molecules of ATP rather than only 1 or 2. And also there are no nasty byproducts. So if we don't have oxygen, if we don't have oxygen, then we end up using our anaerobic pathways. Oh gosh. Let's make that bigger to get rid of it. Start that again. Use our anaerobic pathways, which will leave us with lactic acid, and then we will get the feeling of fatigue and we won't be able to continue on. Our VO2 max is measured in relation to how much we weigh. So it's measured in millilitres per, millilitres per kilogram per minute. So we can compare that way what your VO2 is compared to other people, rather than having to account for different sizes of people. So we can work to our VO2 max, and when we are working to our VO2 max, we are also generally working to the same heart rate maximum. So we know that as we increase our heart rate, generally, we also increase our volume of oxygen consumption. So when we're looking at a graph, we can see that our heart rate increases because our intensity increases, and we can therefore say that we generally get more oxygen into our body as well. And then having that oxygen will then help us to use the aerobic energy system, and we will feel less fatigue and we'll be able to go on for longer. The better our VO2 max and our VO2 in general, the longer we can keep doing high intensity efforts, and that will obviously have impacts on performance, being able to run for longer, participate in the game for longer, recover quicker from higher intensity efforts, because if we do a high intensity effort and develop a build up of lactic acid, then we will need to clear that using the oxygen that we are getting in, thanks to our high level of volume of oxygen consumption.